the best ball of his career. Over a 2-month span, the Lakers have a real chance of winning the championship, and it happened. This is a much-deserved raise for him. Remember, his first year at the Lakers, he made about $18 million. Second year, he dropped down to about $12 million. So this deal, 3 years, $40 million, very equitable, I think, for both sides. About $13.3 million a year makes sense to me. He was making about $8.5 million last season. Deserves a nice raise from that because he was so good in the playoffs. Remember the last 3 games of the finals, averaged about 15, 16 points. Really helped put the nail in the Miami team. And nice job, KCP. And if LeBron is endorsing it, that right there, that's good sign number 1 right there.
Yeah, I agree with you, President BT. Listen, KCP basically, he solidified his role as a starter in the bubble. Do you think that played a role in Avery Bradley going to Miami, BT?
That's a good question. I don't think so. I'm not sure why Avery opted out for the exact same deal that he would have gotten from the Lakers for $5 million. That's basically on him and his agent. I think KCP's situation was just different because one thing about KCP is he's versatile. He can defend point guards, shooting guards, wing players, but he also is an Iron Man. He plays in a lot of games. He rarely sits out. And because he's a good defender and can shoot the ball very well, and when he is missing shots, he doesn't stop shooting. As Kobe Bryant once said, you can't make him if you don't shoot him. And KCP would shoot him.
Hey, great reference, BT. Let's not forget, as you alluded to, he did not have a starting job. You know, it was Avery Bradley's. So he basically took over the starting gig, took a little bit of getting used to during the seeding portion of the bubble. And then that first playoff game, not so good as we said. But beyond that, he really settled in as a starter for the Lakers.
Even when Avery got hurt in the season and they went 17-3 in those 20 games as KCP as a starter, Avery was the starter when he came back.
Yeah. Yeah, so KCP, to brush all that aside and say, all right, forget it.
Got to give a lot of props.
We're in the playoffs. We're in the bubble. I got to do this. He did it.
Another piece of the band is back together. I'm talking Blues Brothers. We're talking Lakers. Markieff Morris tweeted, "Run it back, Lake show." I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was great news to wake up to.
Yeah.
Because every Laker fan last night, whether it was friends or whether it was on Twitter, everyone's wondering, can you still get Markieff? Do they have enough to get him? Where's he going? We need him. How big was it for them to get him back, President, at this price?
Yeah, vets him in, about $2.5 million is what he's going to make next season. And good for the Lakers. And good for Markieff, too. Obviously, he enjoyed it here. He and his agent presumably looked around, and this is the best deal, or maybe a similar deal to what they'd be getting elsewhere. Why not come back to the Lakers? Let's not forget, he was kind of the surprise starter in that Houston series and helped close out the Rockets. Scored 16 points in that Game 5. Kind of got rid of that pesky team right there. Good deal for the Lakers again, and I'm sure Markieff is appreciative too.
And BT, listen, his stock was rising, especially with Laker fans during that playoff run, as Brez mentioned. He shot the 3-ball extremely well. He played himself into the rotation. He was a big part of the win. When that happens, guys usually play themselves into a huge contract. So I think Laker fans, we all appreciate him staying here. Are you surprised?
A little bit. But I think the market was getting really, really dry for him and some players. So in this case, Markieff knew the best place for him was with the Lakers. But how about this? There's a guy named Anthony Davis who wanted him back. He wanted him back because he's tough, because he plays defense, he rebounds, he can shoot 3, he can open the court, and again, he's a versatile player. One thing the Lakers really love having and have had success with is players that can play offense and play defense and don't mind being a good teammate and in the locker room.
Yeah, he and Montrez, some good bully ball coming up with
100%. And let's call it what it is. He and his twin, Marcus, are very tight. Marcus got paid $64 million for 4 years with the Clippers. They share a bank account. So Markieff is doing just fine, Brez. But how about that? What a score for the Lakers front office. Listen, Marcus Morris is a great player. And the Clippers did the right thing by keeping him. But if you're getting Markieff for the cheap, it's a good deal.
Yeah, that price surprised me. $16 million a year times 4 years for the Clippers and Marcus Morris. Marcus might be slightly better, no doubt about it. He didn't have a great playoff run for them necessarily, but Markieff at the veterans minimum. We've mentioned Rob Pelinka's name a couple times already. I'm going to say it again. This guy is making it happen for the Lakers. It's only, his second offseason without Magic Johnson, and he is showing the NBA world. He did last year when he acquired Anthony Davis. A little bit of a gamble, gave away 3 first-round picks, some good young talent. But yet again, he is showing the NBA world he is a force to be reckoned with in terms of executives.
All right, now with all the fun additions, there's always some sadness with those who Hated him when he was on the Celtics. And then we grew to love him as a Laker. He's only the second player to ever win a ring with both the Lakers and the Celtics, joining Clyde Lovelet, by the way. He did that back in 1954. Oof. BT was only a couple years old when the Lakers were still in Minneapolis. What will you remember, BT, what will you remember most about Rondo's time in L.A.?
Playoff Rondo.
That was my answer.
You know what? But here's the key to it. He hated being called Playoff Rondo.
Couldn't stand it, right?
Hey, I don't care. Playoff Rondo, that's who you were. That's who you are. No, he was at his best when the games were at their highest, when they meant the most. He was a great leader. And how about this, Bresnahan? Rondo even was making outside shots, 3-pointers. So once he started doing that, that made him so tough to deal with. But the way he ran the offense, the way he instructed guys, the way he made sure that LeBron James had time to be off the ball at times, the way he could just tell things to AD. Think about this. The shot that AD made to beat the Denver Nuggets, Rondo goes to Frank Vogel and says, Frank, do you want me to go in the game? And
so
Frank says, of course. Well, who makes the inbound pass? It is Rajon Rondo to AD to his biggest shot in his career.
Bounce pass.
Over. Yes. How about that? So that tells you how smart he is and how he can also tell the coach, hey, Frank, you want me to come in the game right now, Frank? Yeah, I do, Rondo. Please go in the game.
Yeah, you know, this guy was fun to cover for the 2 years he was with the Lakers. Definitely another coach on the floor, a coach off the floor. And this is going to happen, all right? He was with the Lakers at or near the veterans minimum salary for 2 years. So he has a good playoff run. He wins another ring. He becomes a hot commodity. This happens to championship rosters. You're not going to be able to retain everybody. So he got a good deal with Atlanta, a 2-year deal, made some decent money, and that would probably be the last contract of his career. I don't blame him, but he got that other ring out here.
Brez, who besides Rondo will the Lakers miss the most?
Good question. I'm going to go with Dwight Howard. I think he had a really nice bounce back year. I covered him the 1 year he was here with the Lakers in 2012-13. I was with the LA Times. It did not go well. I think that's fair to say. That might even be an understatement. The fan base did not rally around him. He was injured when he came into the season, coming off surgery. He was supposed to be the guy to get Kobe that next championship. It dissipated in the first round. Tons of injuries that year. Fast forward to this year, and Dwight really did himself a big service. I mean, he was embraced by the Laker fans. One of quite a few stories of retribution on this Laker team, and just really, really cool to see it happen. A nice job by Dwight to come back and kind of redeem himself. That might be a better word than retribution, and show the fans what he could do for this franchise.
BT?
Man, Geeter, I agree with Mike Bresnahan.
That hurts.
That's boring.
I got to go take a nap. You're right.
What happened?
Look, something happened. I need some wine. That's what it is.
No, I mean, what happened, Dwight?
I think, look, I don't know how that deal kind of got sideways, why he took a veterans minimum so soon. He was the only player on Friday to take a deal for $2.6 million. Had he had a little bit more patience, I think he could have remained with the Lakers. I'm not sure. But the one thing I will say about Dwight, he played hard. He was a physical presence. And, Brez, how about this? He was also a really good interview when he decided to talk to the media. He was funny. He was engaging. He talked about green apples. He had all of us wanting to go out to buy apples.